So I had an order for a little bluebird, so I thought I would do a video for it for you guys. I'm gonna try something a little bit different for the feet. I was just watching a video from Living Felt, and we're gonna give their bird feet a try and see how I like it. It will not have wool on it, but I'm gonna go through that with you, and we'll see how it comes out. So we're just doing this little bird. She wanted it between 2 and 3 inches tall, so I think this is about 3 inches. Yep. I debated which one I want to do, and we'll see where it takes us. I'm leaning more towards this. I don't know if I have a coloring that I like for it. I just ordered some blues. So I don't know, we'll see. I have a couple different colors here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use them, though. I might wait until my order comes in. So anyway, I'm going to start with the legs, and I am using a 24 gauge wire, and I cut that to about, what did I cut it to? About 28, well, not 20, about 8 inches, 7-8 inches. It's probably longer than what I need for this little bird, but I can cut the ends off if I need to. And then I just, going by what she did, she had a little cardboard where she had a line drawn just to kind of know where to go. I don't know, I kind of jumped around on the thing, so I don't know what measurements she had. I'm going to do it with 10 millimeters, and I just drew 20 millimeter because I figured if I ever want to do a bigger bird, I can go with that. And how big is this? It's about 3 inches long. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to put it right on that line, and then I'm going to bend this over like so. And then, having my wire sticking up, I'm going to try anyway, bend this end over all the way down like that. And then I'm going to pinch this end here. And then this is going to get folded in the opposite direction. So I'm just going to take my thumbnail and fold it over. So this is a front, middle, and back toe. And then I'm going to put it on here so I can see how long I need it and give it a trim. It's probably a little bit longer, but that's okay. We can trim it up after the fact. Okay, so we have the front and back toes of our little bird. And now I'm going to do the same thing with another wire. Fold it. Only this time, instead of having it straight up and down, we're going to lay it to the side. Fold this over. And then this one's going to go in the same direction, like so. And, sorry, I didn't turn my phone off. And then we'll trim this one. Okay. So it's going to go together. Like so. but we're going to wrap it with, we're going to use floral tape and wrap it. Okay, I went ahead and did the other set. So now I'm going to take, this is brown floral tape, and I'm just going to take off a piece of this. That is just tape from what's holding it together. And just to make it easier to work with, I'm going to cut this into thirds. Probably longer scissors would go a little bit faster. Okay. And we're gonna start here with the two that are on the front and middle toe, or back and middle toe. So I'm trying to say, we're gonna start by, now you could leave on Living Felt, she leaves a little bit at the end for a toenail. I am not going to do that. I'm going to wrap it all the way up. So this stuff can be kind of fiddly to work with. So let's see if we can do this. If you haven't worked with floral tape before, you kind of want to stretch it as you're wrapping it. I'm going to go up just to cover the end and then come back down. It's rolling on me. Gonna squeeze it a little bit here. Don't unroll. Alright, to kind of keep it from unrolling, I'm gonna strap the center here a little bit. And I'm gonna do the other one. Depending on, since we're doing a little bird, we're just using the smaller gauge wire. If you're going to do a bigger bird, you'd want to use a bigger gauge. Alright, I'm going to take it and wrap it up. I do not like using floral tape. It just makes my hands sticky. But I was kind of getting frustrated. I actually started to do this using felting, and it wasn't happy with how it was coming out, so. Alright, I'm going to pull it off here because I might need to cut these down a little bit, so just be easier to cut it down if I don't have the tape pulled up. Alright, that's pretty good. Now my hands are all nice and sticky. Alright, so got the front toe and the back toe. Let me get bigger scissors here. I'll cut this into thirds. There's nothing that's gonna go any faster than the smaller ones. We'll go back to the smaller ones. Doesn't want to move. All right, come on. Probably don't need a piece this long. This does not want to cut. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on this other one. This is the right side. Actually, gonna open this up a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to work with. I'm gonna start up here, I think. Kind of help it from twisting on me. Not sure which is more fiddly, doing wool or using this tape. Alright, we're going to put them together. Actually, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pull this, wrap this up a little bit and tear it off and do the other one first. Be a little bit easier. Let go of my thumb. Okay. Do this other side. All right, stop twisting on me. wire's a little bent here. I'm going to put them together now. And I'm going to wrap the two. Sunny has been rather noisy the last few days. Probably because all last week we had so much noise here that she couldn't. I mean, she did chatter a little bit, but maybe I just didn't notice it so much because we had kids running around all day. Okay, tear that off. And all right, now try and pull these apart here. We're gonna stick this in here like so. Oh, sticky hands. I'm gonna, yep, now the dog's gonna chime in. I think she must have arthritis in her legs, feet, because she goes through these episodes where she her one paw is hurting her, and then she'll be fine for a number of weeks, and then she'll be limping again. So I'm just gonna kind of run the tape around here and like up through the claws a little bit, just to kind of shape the feet. You have some wear showing through there, so probably just take a little piece and kind of wrap around that. And now I'm gonna take it up, wrap both of the wires together. Hate how sticky this is. Gonna have to go wash my hands before I do the next one. It's almost as bad as working with the wax. See if I can just get this little end here covered. It probably doesn't matter because I'm going to paint it anyway. Probably trim that back one a little bit, but I need to get baby wipe out here. But there we have one. Yeah, I'm gonna clip this, but I'm gonna make the other one first and then I'll probably trim it. So I'm gonna make the other one off camera. I won't bore you with that, and then I'll come back once I get the second one made. Okay, I have both the feet done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a coat of Mod Podge. And I've just stuck them into a piece of styrofoam here. And I'm just going to get some Mod Podge on my brush here. Probably take it out to do this. And I'm just going to give this a good coat. Now in the Living Felt tutorial, she made a little holder out of clay. I didn't want to deal with that, so I just figured I had the styrofoam hanging out here, so I can't see my Mod Podge is almost gone. I can't see down in my jar here. So I'm just gonna coat this, and hopefully it'll keep it from being too sticky. Goodness, I got a frog in my throat here. And I'll let this dry probably overnight before I paint it to decide what color I want. I kind of liking the brown, so I might stick with the brown. See if I can get this in here without making too much of a mess. I'll do the other one. I did trim the one back leg was a little bit longer than the other one, so I did trim it. Just took a pair of scissors and cut it. And it was actually mostly just the tape. Okay. A little bit more in here. All right, so I'm just gonna let that dry overnight, and while it's drying, we will work on the body of our little birdie. So let me put this away, and I will come back and we'll start making the body. If I can get the cover on. All right, I get some core wool here, and we're just gonna start by making a ball for the body. Go a little bit bigger. Don't want to go too much bigger. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We're going to do the head. I'm just going to do a smaller ball. And I'm going to, once I kind of get this formed, I'm going to make it flat on one side where we're going to attach it to the body. This is not any specific bird. It's she just said just a little bluebird. I think that'll work. All right. So now I'm going to attach it to the body. Just going around the base of the head and poking it into the body. Can do it the other way too. And then I'm going to take a little bit and wrap it around the neck to help secure it. There isn't really any defined neck area, so I'm going to kind of build this up just a little bit. I'm going to fill this in a little bit more. Because I want it to be a fairly smooth transition from the head to the body. I'm going to fill out the chest area here a little bit. Bit here and go over the side here. I'm going to define the neck a little bit on the back here. Let's try to decide if I want to bring this front part out just a little bit more. Let me see if I got different. My bag here's just filled with pieces of core. I don't want a bat. Yeah, those are all just small pieces. Let's see. That's a bat too, but let's see if I can make it work. Let me get some more sliver out of my box. I don't know if you can see here, I have, this is a little bit smoother than this here. So I think I'm going to take just a little bit more here on the side. I'm not a big fan of Cupid Falls Farms core bats. I prefer the slivers, but I will use what I got. The reason I got it was because they were out of the sliver the last time I needed to order some. I'm going to bring off the tail a little bit. I'll have an actual tail feather going off the back, but I think I want to make a little bit here coming off. So it's not so rounded back here. Okay. So I'll make sure that I get it lined up. Okay, I'm going to bring that out a little bit more. Sorry. My mom is in the hospital, so I'm trying to stay on top of messages. So I'm just going to kind of bring this out a little bit. So I'm bringing it to kind of taper it out from the body into the tail. See that? Add a little bit underneath there. Now you could have done this while you were shaping the body. I've done that before too. I just didn't even think of it this time. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Now I just need to decide on my coloring, if I want to wait until I get my order, or if I want to use what I have. Okay, decided I'm going to go with it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it all with this blue. I hope I have enough. And then I'm going to do a light coating of white over the belly, I think. So, let's see. Hopefully I have enough of this here. I'm going to put the eyes in after I get the top coat on. Need to get some more of this and figure out where I got it from. Guessing living felt, but I don't remember. Not too concerned if I get this front totally covered, since I'm going to put some white over it. See how we go with what we got here. This color is more like the other bird, but that's okay. Make sure I save enough to do wings and tail, unless I decide to do that in a different color. Now the picture has glass eyes. I'm undecided. I'm gonna have to check with her and see if she wants glass eyes or belted eyes, because I know she has cats who can be a little mischievous. I know she plans on putting this on a wreath, so I don't think they'll get into it, but you never know with cats. So I'm probably gonna message her and see whether she wants belted eyes or glass eyes. Yeah, just about 3 inches. Legs will put a little bit taller, but I'm not going to have them sticking out a whole lot. Alright, I think I got it pretty well covered. So I'm not going to bore you guys with the firming it up. So I will take my 40 spiral needle and go over it all, which I'll probably start with this. Alright, I'm going to go and finish getting this top coat all firmed on, and then I'll come back and we will continue. Alright, we got our little bird all firmed up. Now we're going to put the eyes in. We are going with glass eyes, and I'm going to just kind of figure out where I want them to go. See if I can kind of get them lined up here. I'm going to grab a needle, see if I can drop it straight across. The nice thing about birds are you can't really see both sides at the same time. So if one is off a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I do like to try and make sure that they're kind of equal. And I'm just going to poke around that needle just to kind of mark where we're going to go. Make sure I like it. I'm using 7mm eyes. Nothing fancy, just a plain black. I assume they're probably plastic eye. Alright, hope that's kind of even. Get my all out here and we'll see how I did. Don't want to go that big. Might take it down a size. The eyes on the one in the picture are fairly large, but I don't think they're, I mean, if you compare size-wise, they're probably the same, but I'm not sure. Let's try the next size down and see which I like better. 7. I'm almost out of these ones. I don't even know if that's right, because they're saying this is 11 and that's 7. That can't be right. 6. I think these must be 11 and these must be 7. That one goes over there. All right, so these are 7, those are 11. All right, let's see if I like these better. Okay, I think I'll do that instead. These are the real 7mm. Sometimes you just gotta try it and see. Okay, put these back in here. Oh, this box is so hard to close. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think that'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of poke around just so it looks like it's indented a little bit. And then we'll glue it in. My mat's getting a little messed up here. Not really happy with it. I guess that one's the same. Okay, I think we're good. Let me find my glue. Just using a tacky glue here. All right, you're gonna go in. Okay. Out of the way. All right. Now, the beak on this one is black. Oh, sorry. Trying to decide if I want to go with a black beak or the other one is kind of a more orangey color. Not sure yet. I think I'm gonna wait on that. Let's do some wings. I was trying to decide if I want to do wings in the same color. I have this color. I'm not sure if I want to do the wings in that or not. Because the other bird is a slightly lighter blue than this, and it has a... It's not quite... I don't know, I might wait on the wings. Well, let's try a wing with the base color that we're using here and see what we come up with. So I'm just going to do a simple wing. I might draw it out first. Get a... I think I can't stop yawning. Blah. Where's my marker? Here it is. So I think we're just going to go with a simple wing shape. Cut this out and see how it fits, if I need to change it. All right, let's see. I think that'll work. Oh, you know what? Let's do the white on the chest here first. I need to decide what I want to use. I need to go grab my white. Hold on. Not sure if I want to use this white or not. I do want to get it on before we do the wings. So I'm going to do it really, really thin. Just kind of cleaning it out here a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go I want it to be really thin so you can still see the blue under. And it actually in the picture goes underneath. Right on down. And I'm just going to kind of fan it out here. Just kind of combing it out a little bit so it's not really thick in any one area. it's going to come down around like this. So a little bit more there. I'm going to bring it right underneath the back part of the tail here. Okay, now let's see. I want to go with this, or if I want to go a little bigger. I think I need to go a little bit bigger than that. Let's see, so I can do it on here. Just gonna, oops. We can see the trace. I'm just gonna trace around this and then cut it bigger. Yeah, that's better. That will work. Okay. My two pats here. Let me see. Don't need all of this. Let's take some of this off. Make sure I have enough for the tail. Alright, so I'm going to just take my needle and outline this. Like so. Don't tap it too hard into your mat, just enough to kind of hold it in place. And I'm going to pull some of this extra off over here. Alright, now we're going to start to fold it over. Alright, very carefully pull it up off the mat. And let's do the other one. I can actually flip this over. And do the same thing. Outline. It's always kind of awkward when you get up to the end here when you have a point, because it has so much extra up here that it's hard to fold it over. See, pretty close. So it's got a lot of gunk in it. All right, go over it with our 40 spiral a couple times. Get it nice and hard, and then we'll go around the edges. Get them both the same size. You want to get this nice and firm before you do the edges. It's this way. All right, find my finger guards here. See if we can get it close to the shape of our paper. Well, I'm really off on that side. We'll see how the other one compares. Before I totally get it down. All right, stay put. See if I can do this on the mat here. I could trim it, but let's see how this looks. I'm going to just put a little bit of wool over this side here. You can see where the fold is. I'm just going to cover that up. They're pretty close. This one needs to come down a little bit more. Okay. All right. Let's get our little friend here. Wings are definitely bigger than what they're in the picture, but I think I like them better that way. So I'm going to run it across the top here. And I want to keep this down here loose, so I'm just going to attach up across the top here somewhat. See if we can get the other one on. I feel like this one's a little bit too big. Let's just go down a little bit. see if we can get it lined up. Still bigger. All right, hold on. Let's make this a little smaller. Trying to figure out which way I want to do this. All right, I think we're gonna go this way. Just gonna cover that little spot up there. Alright, I must apologize because if you watched my live earlier, New Year's Eve I was watching a business video live and came in to plug my computer in because the battery was almost dead, and had the legs sitting on my desk from after we had covered them. And I'm like, oh, I'll put these in while I'm watching this, and totally forgot that I had been recording it. So all I did was I took the legs, I cut them down a little bit, and then what I did was I put a little bit of a bend in it, so it's kind of like this. And then I used my awl. Well, actually, I ended up having to cut it with scissors because it wasn't going in. So I just kind of cut a hole in this direction and then shoved it in and glued it in place. So he does stand. He probably won't stand on this because it's not flat, but he does stand on the table. And to finish him off, I'm just going to put a little bit of wool around the top of the leg if I can. I'll probably have to add a little bit of weight to it, just to kind of cover up the hole there, and you know how they kind of usually have some of their feathers or whatever that kind of come down over the top part of their leg. I'm trying to do this carefully because of the wire. Let me switch needles here. And just tying, it's kind of hard to do it around the leg itself. And then I'll probably just top it off with a little bit of weight, which we do have some here. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. Not the easiest thing to do with the wire in there, but look at it. I sent a picture of it to my customer, and she loves it, so that's always a good thing. Tapping really lightly so I don't break my needle on the wire. Plus there's a little bit of glue remains from when I glued it in, so that's making it a little hard. I don't really care if it comes down too far because it'll just be kind of hard to do. I'm gonna switch my glasses here. And I'll do somewhere on this one. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of white, right, and just kind of go over that a little bit so it blends in with the body. My next order is a Mrs. Beasley doll, if you remember that. One of my followers asked if I would be able to make one. We shall see. I ordered wool. I had ordered the blue wool for her dress. And now I'm thinking if I have wool to do her hair. I don't know. We'll see. Not going to be very big. About 5 inches. Not sure if I'm going to record that one or not. Kind of gonna go with the I think the way I did the scarecrows. I may have to go back and watch that video. Sorry. I am using my 38 needle here just because of the wires. It's a little bit heavier than the spiral. I'm gonna just add a little bit more weight over here. Take some scissors. There's some few stray long pieces here. I'll just take scissors too. But there. I think we're done. So now I can get him out in the mail to her and start my next order. I have 2 definite orders to do. Well, this is the first one, and then the doll is the second one. But I've had a few people who have commented that if I made such and such, they would buy it from me. One being the elephant that we made. So I'm probably going to have to do another elephant. The other was my Snoopy and Woodstock that I did for my husband. And I figure, well, if they don't come through and buy them, somebody probably will. So I'll do a little trim here for the extra pieces. And I think he's done. So let me know if you try it out. Definitely try out the feet sometime, because I actually think I really like that. So anyway, oh look, he's standing. So so that's it for this video.